There is a lot of noise right now about $2,000 tariff rebate checks. Some headlines make it sound like checks are already approved and on the way. Other headlines make it sound like nothing is happening at all. So what is actually going on? In this video, I'm going to give you the latest update on the proposed $2,000 tariff rebate checks, explain where this idea came from, what Congress is discussing right now, and what you should realistically expect moving forward. No hype, no promises, just the facts, explained clearly and calmly. Let's start with what people are actually talking about. The idea of a $2,000 tariff rebate check comes from discussions around tariffs and government revenue. Tariffs are taxes placed on imported goods. When tariffs are increased or expanded, they can generate significant revenue for the federal government. Some policymakers have suggested that if tariff revenue increases enough, a portion of that money could be returned to Americans in the form of a rebate or direct payment. This is where the idea of a $2,000 check enters the conversation. It is important to understand that this is a proposal and a discussion. It is not an approved program. There is no law authorizing these payments. There is no payment schedule. And there is no guarantee that any checks will ever be issued. Right now, this is an idea being debated. So where did the specific $2,000 number come from? It did not come from an official bill. It did not come from a finalized plan. It comes from estimates and illustrative examples used in public discussions. Some policymakers have used round numbers like $2,000 per household to show what a rebate might look like if tariff revenue were redistributed. These numbers are examples, not commitments. They are meant to show scale, not certainty. Now let's talk about what Congress is actually doing right now. Congress is currently debating a wide range of economic and trade-related issues. These include tariffs, trade policy, inflation, government revenue, and household affordability. Within those discussions, some lawmakers have raised the idea of using tariff revenue in ways that directly benefit Americans. Others strongly disagree. Some believe tariff revenue should be used to reduce government deficits. Others believe it should fund infrastructure or other government programs, and some believe it should offset other taxes. At this point, Congress has not agreed on a single path forward. That's why nothing has moved beyond discussion. It's also why it's important to be careful about headlines that suggest action where there is only debate. Now, here's a very important clarification. Tariff rebate checks, if they were ever approved, would be completely separate from Social Security. They would not replace Social Security benefits. They would not reduce or increase your monthly Social Security check. And they would not affect Social Security eligibility. These are two entirely separate policy discussions. This matters especially for retirees and people on fixed incomes. Your Social Security benefits are governed by existing law and established formulas. Tariff rebates would be a separate program if one were ever created. At this point, let's talk about why this idea is getting so much attention. Many Americans are still feeling financial pressure. Prices remain higher than they were just a few years ago. Housing, food, utilities, and insurance costs have all increased. So anytime people hear about potential direct payments, it naturally catches attention. But attention does not equal approval, and discussion does not equal action. Now let's pause briefly. If you find this kind of clear, straightforward explanation helpful, take a moment to subscribe. This channel focuses on real updates, real numbers, and separating confirmed information from speculation. Now let's continue. One thing many people underestimate is how long a proposal takes to become reality. Even if Congress decided today that tariff rebates were a good idea, the process would be long. First, legislation would need to be written and introduced. Then it would go through committee review. Then it would be debated and possibly amended. Then it would need to pass both the House and the Senate. After that, it would need to be signed and implemented. That process can take months. Sometimes it takes years. That means there is no scenario where $2,000 tariff checks suddenly appear without warning. If something like this were moving forward, there would be clear signs and official announcements. Another major issue is eligibility. If tariff rebate checks were approved, Congress would still need to decide who qualifies. Would it be per household or per individual? Would income limits apply? Would retirees qualify the same as working households? Would people on Social Security automatically receive payments? None of these questions have been answered. Without answers, it is impossible to know who would benefit. Funding is another major factor. Tariff revenue is not fixed. It depends on trade volume, consumer behavior, and how long tariffs remain in place. If imports decline or companies adjust supply chains, revenue could be lower than expected. That uncertainty makes lawmakers cautious. Now let's talk about what this means for you right now. The most important thing is this. Do not plan your finances around a proposed rebate. Until something is officially approved, it should be treated as uncertain. For retirees, your Social Security check is confirmed income. That is what you should plan around. Any potential tariff rebate should be viewed as possible, not promised. Staying informed is smart, but making assumptions can lead to disappointment. It's also worth noting that Congress debates many ideas that never become law. Proposals are introduced all the time. Most do not pass. Some are modified heavily, others disappear entirely. That's the nature of the legislative process. Now let's address a common misconception. Some people believe that because tariffs generate revenue, rebate checks are inevitable. That is not true. Revenue can be used in many different ways. Congress decides how money is allocated. There is no automatic mechanism that sends tariff revenue back to taxpayers. Any rebate would require specific legislation. Now let's bring everything together. Here is the current reality. There is discussion about $2,000 tariff rebate checks. There is no approved program. There is no confirmed payment. And there is no timeline. Congress is debating how tariffs affect the economy and how revenue should be used. But no final decisions have been made. If something changes, it will be announced clearly and officially. Until then, skepticism is reasonable. This channel exists to help you stay informed without fear or confusion, to explain what is real, what is proposed, and what is still just talk. If you want clear updates on Social Security, payment schedules, and major policy discussions like this, make sure you're subscribed. And let me know in the comments. Do you think tariff revenue should be returned to taxpayers or used for other purposes? I'll continue monitoring these discussions and bring you updates as they become official. I'll see you in the next video.